In this video, we're going to use the calculator to simplify radicals. The first procedure we're going to use is using the y equals on our graphing calculator. So go in and select y equals. Now what we want to see a table of this particular index, meaning we want to see every value that is going to be raised to a particular index that we choose. So if we want to see everything that's raised to the squared power, we're going to enter x with the caret symbol and number 2 for everything that's squared. If we want to see anything that's cubed, we're going to enter x raised to the third power to show every single number that's cubed. And we're going to go x to the fourth power would be x caret to the 4 to show everything raised to the fourth power. So once you select the y equals, put in, say, let's do an x cubed. Put in your x cubed. You're going to go ahead to press the second and the graph key, which will give you your table of values. So let's see what that looks like. We enter y equals, and we enter x raised to the third power. I want to see every number that's cubed. And we hit second and graph, which will give us the table, and here you see the table. Now if you look in the left column, notice it's all the x values, x being 1 through 7. If you keep scrolling, you'll get 8, 9, 10, and so on. Now, if I say I'm looking at the number 4, x is 4, so that if I say this is 4 cubed, that would be 64. If I say 7 cubed, that would give me 343. Because remember, we entered everything that's going to be cubed. Now, let's look at the other way. I'm going to look at the y column. And if I said to you, what is the cube root of 27? You can come here to 27, and you can tell me the cube root is 3. And if I said to you, what's the cube root of 216? You're going to come here and tell me it's 6. All because we said y equals x raised to the third power. We cubed it. You can do this with any index. So another procedure to use the calculator to simplify radicals is we're going to use what's called Math 5. On your blank screen, you're going to enter the information as you read it and say it. If we look over here, we have the cube root of 8. Now, the first thing we said was cube meaning 3. So you just on your blank screen, enter the 3. Do not depress enter, just enter the 3. Now we're going to look at root of. Root of is the symbol. So you're going to go in, select math, and you're going to scroll down and look for that symbol, and you're going to see it's next to number 5. So select 5. So now on your blank screen, you see the cube root of, and now you just need your radicand. Enter the 8 to press enter, and your answer on the right-hand side of your screen is going to be 2. Before I show you how to use the calculator combination method, let's look at the two examples we have here. We have the square root of 25. Now most of you know that that equals 5. The other square root is the square root of 98. Now there is not a perfect square for 98. So what you have to do is take that radicand 98 and you're going to break it into 2 factors. And you're going to say, what 2 factors? Well, you look at the index. The index here is 2. If the index is 2, one of those 2 factors has to be a perfect square. If the index is 3, you're going to try to get one of those factors to be a perfect cubed. And if the index is 4, you're going to trick one of those factors to be a perfect fourth. Now I know the 2 factors should be 49 times 2. Now I chose that because I know 49 is a perfect square. So since 49 is the perfect square, I'm going to cross it out, and I'm going to take out the 7. Now I can't remove the radical symbol because there is still a 2 underneath it. And I can't take the square root of 2. So therefore I still have to show the square root of 2. So that is your answer, 7 times the square root of 2. Now before I explain how to use the calculator combination method, I want you to know that this is not in your textbook. When you look at your textbook and you watch the video lessons and all the problems, they will explain to you how you go ahead and simplify this type of radical. You do not have to use this calculator method at all. And some of you find it's not to your liking, and some of you may find that it's too complicated. So just know that this is totally optional. So let's look at the calculator method. The first thing you do is you go to the y equals, and you're going to enter 98 divided by x. Now this is going to show you all the factors, every single factor of 98. Now we had discussed this before. Now you're going to scroll down to the next y equals line, and you're going to enter the x squared. Why is squared? Because the index is 2. If you were looking for cubes, you would have raised that x to the third power. And then you're going to go ahead and depress the second key and the graph key to give you tables. You're going to get a table that shows you all the factors, and you're going to get a table that shows you all the squares. And this is what it's going to look like. How I entered the 98 divided by x, scrolling down, and entered the x raised to the second power. Now, I'm going to depress the second and the graph key, and you're going to get the table of these values. Now, notice you just have the numbers 1 through 7. You scroll down, you'll get more numbers in sequential order. This was the very first line, y equals 98 divided by x. And you're going to see that these are all the factors of 98. We totally ignore the decimals. So we have here 2 times 49. And look at that. I know that that fact is good because the 49 is a perfect square. But what happens if you didn't know that 49 is a perfect square? Well, you know it right here. You've got all the perfect squares. And if you look over here for 49, you'll find that right here. And the square root of 49 is 7. So you can take 49 times 2 as your two numbers. If you didn't see this 49 here and it wasn't what you needed, you would just keep scrolling down until the number you have here is one of the numbers that's here. Now going on, this is something that you probably will have to do a little bit of practice on and see if you like using it or not. This is the end of this video.